Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a screencast-o-matic presentation and recording for the part of the lesson that has looking at the life and teachings of Siddhartha Gautama. In a sense, this is the story of the Buddha and the rise and expansion of Buddhism in Asia. Before we get started, please let me encourage you to open up to today's lesson and to fill in any key content or answer any key concept questions that appear. Let's go and get started, and please remember that you can replay any part of this presentation that you might need for repetition, detail, or clarity later on. Let's begin. So, the birth of the Buddha is almost hypothesized to be known to many East Asians to be truth. However, who is Siddhartha Gautama? Born into a noble family that lived near the Himalayas, which is Nepal, he led a sheltered life, and at the age of 29, he ventured outside the palace walls. He saw death, decaying corpses, and pain, and of course many deceased men. He was taken back by this, insofar as much to say that he decided to spend his life searching for religious truth and to end life's suffering. He is also really curious to know what caused suffering in this world, and how one could best overcome suffering that he saw. Siddhartha's quest. He wandered across India for 6 years and tried many ways of reaching enlightenment, through fasting, seeking religious teachers too, and so much more. He found that finding the real reasons for suffering might be tough to come to a common consensus. But finally, he meditated under a fig tree, and after 49 days of meditation, he achieved an understanding of the cause of suffering. He realized that soon after he gave his first sermon, he laid out the foundational teachings of what would become Buddhism. Buddha is often depicted as such, but takes many different types of depictions too, and representations. You might find him, or the essence of Buddhism, on many different statues and monuments throughout Asia. Many different scenes too of the meditation are iconic. Buddhism's Four Noble Truths. There is suffering in this world. Suffering is common to all. According to Siddhartha Gautama, suffering is something that is universal to all. The cause of suffering is also must be understood. We are the cause of our own suffering, Buddha believed. Additionally, he said we should seek to end suffering, stop doing what causes your own suffering and suffering onto others. And then finally, everyone can be enlightened by taking the Eightfold Path. Now, these principles to us today might seem common sense. However, to Buddha and to many people during his time, these thoughts were in fact revolutionary. The Noble Eightfold Path. Here are some of the things that matter most to people in Buddhism. And here are some of those things right now. Knowing the truth. Say nothing to hurt others. Practice meditation. Control your thoughts. Resist evil. Free your mind of evil. Work for the good of others. And respect life. All life. These types of principles of Buddhism help combine to form the Noble Eightfold Path and help lay the way for a peaceful existence and coexistence in life. The Noble Eightfold Path also can be best understood with further explanations. Let's talk about the right view. This is the right way to think about life and to see the world through the eyes of the Buddha, with wisdom and compassion and empathy. There's also the right thought. We are what we think. Clear and kind thoughts build good, strong character. Right speech. By speaking kind and helpful words, we are respected and trusted by everyone. Sometimes this, of course, connotates thinking before what you say too. The right conduct. No matter what we say, others know us from the way we behave. Before we criticize others, we should first see what we do ourselves. An iconic turn of phrase from this principle might be that those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, which basically connotates that, of course, for anybody with flaws, judging other with flaws would be somewhat contradictory and, of course, retrogressive. Also, the right livelihood. This means choosing a job that does not hurt others. The Buddha said, do not earn your living by harming others. Do not seek happiness by making others unhappy. Additionally, right effort is emphasized here by the Buddha, which is a worthwhile life, meaning to do our best at all times and having goodwill towards others. This also means not wasting effort on things that harm ourselves or others or are a waste of time. Right mindfulness. This means being aware of our thoughts, words, and deeds. Some people would say that's having metacognition, which is thinking about our own thinking. And the right concentration, which is focusing one's thought or object at a time. By doing this, we can be quiet, attain true peace of mind, and not be bogged down by stress and worrisome nature. Buddha also believed that there are 5 principles of peaceful coexistence in this world that we speak. Refraining from taking life. Refraining from taking of what is not given. Refraining from misuse of the senses. Refraining from telling lies or half-truths. Refrain from self-intoxication with drink and with drugs. But Buddha also believed that there are many bad things or vices that would often get in the way of finding one's own enlightenment. He called these the 3 poisons. The moha, which is ignorance, the raga, which is greed, lust, and craving, the ves, which is hatred and anger, and there's many other hindrances that he noted too that could get in the way of one's own enlightenment. Sensual desire, ill will, sloth, restlessness, and too much worry. Doubt, whether it be doubt on others or self-doubt too. So as you guys can see, some of these principles really aren't that far from us in terms of some of the morals and values that we hold dear. However, Buddhism embellishes on these values even more to help us understand the way that one ought to live life in peace and harmony, to find the enlightenment of themselves and the world around them. Thank you very much for tuning in, and good luck with completing the rest of the lesson. And remember to keep some of the teachings of the Buddha with you.